Peace, love, good health, and black power. What's up, homie?
Man, we back for the fall season.
We back for the fall season.
Yeah,
man.
for the fall season.
Please like and subscribe to our show, man. We're trying to build this channel up. Black functional man, not functional man. Black functional man. Mm-hmm. Hey, homie, you know I'm a bus driver.
Yes, sir.
Right. And so I've been seeing this so much, but last week I seen a guy get on the bus with his wife, and he had 3 little boys. And he got on the bus first, and everybody just kind of walked past. And it made me think of just how I grew up and how men, when I grew up, not saying that everybody was perfect, but
so hold on, you say he got on the bus and walked past?
Just walked past. When I say he got on the bus and walked past, he ain't paid. He
didn't pay. So he didn't even attempt to pay.
He ain't attempt to pay. Wife ain't attempt to pay. The kids, no, he ain't look. He just got on and walked on the bus.
Okay. Yeah, I think we need to clear that up.
Yeah, okay.
He just walked past, not walked past. Wait, he just walked past.
Just walked past. Ain't attempt to pay and none of that stuff.
Okay.
And it just took me back to my childhood and how men conducted themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I ain't saying everybody had money, but even if people didn't have money, they had some type of pride with themselves.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I said, man, I want to talk to Neil about this because right now nobody's ashamed of nothing. Like anything goes. Man. Anything goes, nobody's ashamed of nothing.
Yeah.
Man, I see kids get on the bus, head nappy, don't look like they wash their face, don't look like they iron their clothes, and it just, and like I say, I just started reminiscing because I remember, you remember back in the 70s and 80s, you iron your pants with the crease.
Man.
Crease so hard you would cut somebody.
You cut somebody. You walk past somebody, you might cut.
You might cut their leg, man. And even the kids that didn't have a lot of stuff would wash their clothes, they would appear clean.
Yeah.
And so
and guess what?
I'm listening.
If they had a bad, I had a friend whose family was messed up. His peoples was messed up on drugs and everything.
Right.
So she wasn't taking proper care of him.
Right.
One year he was like, had high waters, whatever.
Right.
That next year he went out and got it.
Man.
He went and he was a baby.
And so
yeah.
It's just stories like that because now, champ, you might go, man, I remember I was behind Wilson High School. Mm-hmm. And these young dudes asked me, did I have $5? And I was like, nah. And then they was like, man, you a Metro driver. I know you're like, I champ. And so they kind of surrounded me like they was going to jump me.
Man.
Yeah. And not that I'm no rough dude, but I was like, man, I'm at least going to try to swing back if they going to, but once the smaller dude told the bigger dude, hey, look, man, we're going to leave him alone. Not like I'm no rough dude, but
he look like it's going to be.
Yeah. And so it's just crazy to me.
Be more than 5.
It's just crazy to me why we just, and I got a couple examples like, I remember I was talking to my mom last week, and she told me a story. She was like, my oldest brother, when she got pregnant, when she went married, and her father told her, hey, if you don't get married, hey, I'm going to take this baby and give it away. And like that was the mentality. It wasn't no whole lot of having babies out of it. Not saying that it didn't happen, but the norm was.
The norm was not.
That wasn't married. It wasn't.
On the same note, I remember talking to this lady on the bus. Somehow the conversation came. She said, and it was interesting because I was about to have a child out of wedlock. But she said, man, she had got pregnant with this dude she really liked, older, and she said her mom made her get a baby away.
Man.
She said, and then she said, and she's older. She was like in her late 60s, maybe 70. She said, now I don't know. I don't even know about this baby. Right. Like I have a child, but don't know where it's at because that's how she said. That's how it was.
That's how, man. Look, if you down south, they gonna send you up north, had a baby, and let you come down. If you down up north, they gonna send you down south with the family. You had a baby, need a baby, come. It just was like, but all that came back to respect, and just people were shameful of stuff like right now, man, you could be on the front row of the church. You got 6 babies, 5 baby daddies.
Man.
And everybody said, man, she's a strong woman because she's
a strong single mom.
She's a strong
Don't say nothing about all the child support.
A whore. When I was growing up, it was a whore, not promiscuous.
Hey, what they say? Let me do. The thing said here is not supported by me.
but let me say this on the same note.
Yeah.
On the same note for the men, like, you know, so for years and years we always say, man, you know, men get away with women, but even if a man have all these kids and not taking care of, especially like he could be taking care of them financially, but if he not in their lives, because at the end of the day, the kid is gonna pay for that. God made it so a man played the role and a woman played the role in bringing up our kids.
Yeah.
And neither one of them is as important as the other one. They need to be. Yeah. You need both parents in the home, man, to get a kid a fighting chance.
But you know, one thing I think is the culture now is like really. I think men and women are equal, but equality does not mean sameness of function.
I'll break that down. Sam.
So we equal, meaning in the eyes of God, we're equal. We all have our different strengths,
right,
and what we are supposed to do.
Right.
A man can't have no baby. A man is not going to be the first caretaker, ideally, of a child. He can't get no breast milk. None of that. Right. He doesn't have the same emotional quality as a woman has to deal with children. Okay. You know, they even say that women's brains are different. Like they can multitask a lot better than men can.
I believe.
You know, so. And men has his role. A man should be a protector. He should be able to put his life on the line for his family and provide all those different things, right? So they're equal, meaning they the same. Equality does not mean we're the same.
Right.
This is the thing that I feel like what society's getting wrong. Like men want to be, you know, women are saying you have to be more like a woman and you know, it's not. Nah, I think a woman should be a strong woman. A man should be a strong man.
Right.
But those things are complementary.
Right.
That's equality.
Right.
Equality does not mean they're same, then they can't complement.
Well, so if we're gonna go down this rabbit hole, because if we're gonna go down this rabbit hole, we can't take the government out of, because it came a point where when people started getting assistance, it was more beneficial for the man to be out the house.
Oh yeah.
Than to be in the house.
Yeah. A matter of fact, Thomas Sowell, I don't agree with all his economists, but he a black economist, very well known. But he said it broke down. He said that's one of the main things. He said before, and speaking about all this having babies out of wedlock, he said before you didn't have government assistance. You had churches.
Right.
If you were really down on hard luck, a church. Right. Some type of other group that will give you, black community will help you out. Yeah. But it wasn't such that everybody can do it.
Right.
He said, so once they created this welfare state, then people didn't have
a desire.
Right. They can do what they want and they'll be taken care of. Before, you can do that, right. But you might be homeless,
right,
and you're gonna get minimal assistance from like a church. You go to church and get some food. But now they set it up, and now the man don't have to be in the household, and now men are super weak, and you know, and so we created this whole society, and then, you know, the shame thing is just all over, man.
And so
people doing whatever.
And so getting back to the bus, I'm a bus driver. I drive. They call it early straight. I got to be to work like 3:59. So I'm the first thing out there smoking,
man.
And so when I get out there in the morning, people coming from the club and all this and that. But it's so sad to see. I'm trying to get this out to see young men, I'm talking about 17, 18, running the bus down and then just want to sleep for 2 or 3 hours. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I have to remind myself that, hey man, you know, I don't want to be petty towards my brother, because this is my young brother. He done made a mistake. But you know, you get to the end of the line, you want to chill out and stretch out. You don't want to be smelling nobody's feet and Joker back there snoring and all.
Young dudes back there sleeping.
Hey, Champ, listen, I'm talking about young men, young women. I done seen couples. I done went to the subway station. People sleeping like in the foyer of the subway station. Couples with a dog. Like, how you gonna be home? I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm serious. How you gonna be homeless with a woman and a dog?
Man,
I done seen all this stuff, man. I just was like, man, you know.
To get back to the point, this aspect of having no shame.
No shame, anything goes, man. And I just feel like we need to bring it back. You can't say nothing about nobody at no time, and I feel like
But you can't remember now with the shame thing. You better not say nothing to a single mom and why she got 4 kids.
But let me ask you a question. If you a taxpayer and you paying for these kids. Listen, where the child support money come from?
But you know, some people I've seen, but it's not just about the ones who are on welfare. Like some people have, some women, like especially in our community, we the largest community with single parent with moms running the household.
Most definitely.
I see that at work.
Yeah.
All the white guys. Not all of them, but of course some of them are divorced. Right. But they divorced. They've been through it.
They got married. They started off right. They just took it up. They ain't started off.
Man, it's rare for me to see white dudes, white people with baby mama joints. Yeah. All of us, despite how much money making, not all black people.
Yeah. That's our norm.
Our norm. It's our norm.
And that's sad.
It's our norm, man.
And that's sad.
Yeah. And you know, so it's, man, like you, and then you can't say nothing, but you're right, like we have to, but the shame goes down to everything.
That's everything. It ain't just talking about women.
You can't tell nobody, like, hey,
you fat shaming.
Yeah.
You homophobic.
Who you think you are?
Like they got the little dude, and it tripped me out, and I'm really not. If Lil Nas want to be gay, man, go ahead, be gay, do your thing. I ain't got no problem with that. But we have to be, we have to really pay attention to
socially conscious.
Yeah. To what our kids doing. All my kids grown, but now I gotta watch my grandkids because, you know. And so, but his thing is because I watched him on. I wanted to hear what he said. He was on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And what he said was, "Hey, man, I'm an artist just out here doing what I do. That's the parents. It's up to the parents to, you know, make sure the kids watching the right thing. I'm out here trying to make a couple dollars." And so it's like, okay, so I really can't get so mad with him like that when he just like, man, this is business. You know, most of the time, like I watch this documentary. I say this all the time, and I watched Jay-Z, and he was doing the Black Album documentary. And, you know, Jay-Z a boss, no disrespect to Jay-Z, but he got to go in his room and play all his records in front of these white executives.
Yeah.
And they let him know, hey, that's a go. Nah, we not messing with that. And that's a go. And just like Lil Nas, he's really more of a pop puppet than anything else. It's some people like, hey, we going to push this propaganda. Hey, let him. Because, man, did you see the John when he was pregnant?
Man, I saw a picture. That's ridiculous, man. that like the thing is, I think once again this shame thing, but and I feel like we don't have men in positions to say, yo, we don't like before we had strong black figures, Malcolm, Martin, you know, like we had strong black people to say, nah, and they had a strong voice. We had men, regardless, even. But now
everybody
you can't say you say something. Oh, why you can't talk about, man? It's so ridiculous. You don't see no white males doing that.
Man,
why we got to be at the highest spectrum of buffoonery?
Yeah,
pregnant. What besides Jacqueline Kenner? Who's dancing butt naked in prison?
Hey, so on the same note, so what about this Westbrook wearing a dress?
Oh man, you done.
No, I'm not because
once it. no men. I'm realizing, man, a lot of us have been raised, and I'm not saying nothing to the women because a woman is a woman.
A woman is a woman.
But it's, man, that is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
For you, like,
and
this joke is a mean basketball player.
So, man, I can see a young dude being like, man, I want to be like Westbrook, but then it's like, is he want to be like Westbrook in every way? And I don't know. I don't think he gay or not. I just don't know if somebody say, hey, we're going to give you so much.
Well, guess what he's on? GQ.
Yeah. And that's just...
So who's manipulating our culture to look like idiots?
Man, I would think the Caucasian. They be, I think they... And we just... Because, you know, since Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, we always have these black people that will get out in front of stuff. I hate to say it, you know, Martin Luther King. When we first started talking about integration, it wasn't integration. Our main thing is we wanted the same thing that the white people wanted.
Yeah, we wanted,
just the same thing.
That's
and
it.
Then kind of Martin and, you know, the NAACP guy to say, well, man, let's integrate. But near the end, Martin came out and said, man, I messed up. We shouldn't have integrated, because once we integrate, you get rid of all the black stores, the black things, you integrate and everything gonna be white.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny, I always think about integration.
Right.
And I realize it doesn't mean that we don't, like, it doesn't mean it's like, because I always feel like it's crazy for us to talk about we want a separate state.
Right.
In a place that never gave us anything, right?
Right.
Like, how you gonna ask your oppressor for something in his situation?
Right.
But, and I thought integration was integration, what it is, the Latino community come here,
of course.
The African community come here,
China, there's a little China, there's a little Italy.
So
and they
don't really integrate. They integrate as far as like, hey, work together, we lawyers together, all that. But they still support their banks. They still support their businesses. They still, and they of course they're gonna buy a Gap or whatever.
Right.
But integration does not mean, separation. It just means that it's not even about separation, it's about supporting our own. Yeah. What we did, we integrated into the Eurocentric ideology.
And forgot our own.
Yeah.
But even, you know, because like you have the Black Wall Streets and all of them, like we tried it before. Like it ain't like we don't know.
Oh, they tore it down. They tore it down. Yeah. And even now, look at as far as all these people making money now, because we integrated. Now we have other people running all our entertainment and everything. So now they tell us that Lil Nas X is what's happening.
Lil Nas was happening. And you don't rap like this, you rap like this. You rap.
They telling us what to do.
How to rap, how to do. Man, there ain't enough killing in that song. There ain't enough whores in that song and bitches and all. We got to get more of that in it. Oh, so Chad, we gotta before we wrap this up. Did you see the clip of the dude on the horse whooping the Haitians with the whip?
Whooping who?
You know, the Haitians is trying to get into the country. They're trying to deport them. You didn't see that?
I didn't see that.
Oh my God. Hey, Champ. It was a white dude with a whip whipping the Haitians.
On a horse?
On a horse.
What, a time machine joint? What
you know, hey, Champ. And so, when we talking about Haiti, we got to go to Toussaint and your man.
Yeah, Dessalines.
And Chan, the whole world been mad with Haiti because they done whooped the whole world. They beat the Americans, they beat the Spanish, they beat France, and they just been mad with them, and they been
everybody eventually ganged up on them, and
they ganged up with them
and made them the poorest, the poorest state or the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah. And they still not for the stuff they did in the 1800s, they still ain't gonna let it, because they like, man, we get these jokers a break. They might,
man, they had to pay reparations for their own freedom.
Hey, Chip, I seen that, and that was the craziest thing.
For whipping friends, I gotta pay you for whipping
you,
man.
That's
yeah.
Man, you imagine you get a fight with a dude in the street and you knock him out, and then you gotta wake him up and pay him.
Hey man,
but here you go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what. Yep. America came in and destabilized them for like, I forgot the years. I don't want to be incorrect in the years. America came. Everybody just start coming back, because what people don't realize about Haiti is that when you become independent, the only way you can create wealth is because, as an independent sovereign nation, you're able to exchange with the whole world.
Yes.
And you can you give your resources and you take resources. But if everybody starve you out,
ain't nothing you can do. What's the use in having all this gold if nobody won't buy?
Man, that's the only reason why Cuba was able to sustain itself is because they had Russia and they put those missiles on Cuba's soil. So that had everything in a stalemate. They couldn't do nothing to Cuba. Right. You know, because if anything happened, we got you in sight. So
and then it's such a different time, because what was that, the 1960s, 70s?
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing in the 1800s. Like all we know is we fighting. We not really seeing this far down. Like these people going.
Oh yeah. There's nothing we can do. I mean, to be truthful, like the Haitian thing, people look at it with uneducated eyes and see how poor they are, but they don't realize like how they were destabilized after they beat the European powers
from 1800s to still now. To still now.
Yeah.
And so you'll see, and I'm not like the Spanish. They come to the border, throw the kids over in the USA. They not doing the same with the Haitians. They punishing the Haitians, man. They punish them. And so I just wanted to have this conversation, and I feel like, man, to change this stuff, man, we gotta start at home, and I see, now we gotta get back to our roots, and I see, it's nothing wrong with you telling your kid, hey, this not acceptable.
Man, that's what I want to get back to.
We gotta be able. You gotta be
able to take constructive criticism or criticism without crying and talking about this emotional. Like you gotta take criticism. Like for a grown man to walk on a bus and not even acknowledge you, to think that
but then the kids was like, and which what made me think the kids was like maybe 10, 6, and 2. They little kids. Okay. They babies, so you know they impressionable. This to my father. So when they get bigger, they gonna do the same thing.
They
gonna do the same thing.
We live in
I don't even know if it's entitlement. I just think that don't nobody care. There ain't no rules and regulations. That they just if I was to see, and this just me. If I see a Caucasian get on the bus and don't pay, and I see they doing well, I think entitlement. When I see us get on the bus and not do it, they just feel like, I don't think it's entitlement. It just feel like, man, we just messed up, and I'm just gonna do what I want to do, man. I don't know. It just don't be the same feeling towards me.
Okay.
And I might be wrong. I gotta tell you this story, and you was there. But I know if you start putting your kids in place, because as kids, for real, man, we want guidance. Yeah. But if we don't, it's in our innate nature. Yeah. We want guidance. We want to be told what to do as kids. But if we don't have nobody telling us what to do and telling you, hey, you do what you want to do, it'll make you happy. And so, a couple weeks ago, and you were there, I had this kid come in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Little chubby kid. And he had come to the gym. His grandfather brought him to the gym because somebody had jumped on him. And so I'm trying to get him to do the exercise and stuff, and he huffing and puffing and this and that, and this and that. And so, maybe halfway into it, he said, man, I don't like you.
Man. He kept on not more than that. Maybe he kept on saying, hold up.
Yeah,
hold up.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, how long you gonna hold up? Stop back the exercise. Hold up, man. Let me catch my breath.
Yeah. After 2 push-ups, 2 sit-ups.
You 12, 13, you gotta catch your breath.
Yeah. But so I told him, hey, man, I don't like you neither, but man, I ain't fat. Ain't nobody punched me. Hold on there, cause I play. And so now the reason I'm telling this story.
You sure hit that.
Yeah, but the reason I'm telling this story is
ain't nobody, I don't got no black eye.
Man, ain't nobody jumping on me.
Yeah.
But I talked to his grandfather and he started coming to the gym. He started doing that. It was like a full turnaround. But after I talked to the grandfather, I seen it was more the grandfather let him get it. Because Shorty just don't know no better.
He don't know no better.
And so I ain't want, it's not like I'm want to pick on no little kid. He just don't know no better.
Yeah.
And then after I talked to the grandfather, hey, man, I ain't gonna be able to train him unless he do this.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta talk to him. And the grandfather started telling him, hey, man, all them tennis shoes and Jordans and all that, man, if you don't come in here and do what you supposed to do, then he started acting like he had sense.
Man.
And so the moral of the story is, a lot of times, kids don't know no better.
But another moral of the story is, man, a lot of people might think it's mean, but the truth hurts. The truth may make you feel a certain type of way. You might get emotional. You might do whatever it is, get mad at the person.
Right.
But sooner or later, it's a seed that sticks in the back of your mind. And if you allow it, it can blossom. Because more than anything, like you told him, nigga, I'm like, you 12. I'm not fat.
Yeah.
Nor is nobody punching me in my eye. And you see, he was like he was about to cry. He looking like...
Oh, he started crying.
Yeah. Like,
he was crying like, oh,
but he needed that. And this is what we talking about, Shane. He needed that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to talk about, I don't like you. Yeah. And I'm trying to do something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's important for us to be...
But then, when you do that, the backlash from it, like, a lot of people scared to say anything. They just going along to get along, because if you do that, like, we're a private entity. Like, if you work for
you can't, man,
direct or something like that, then you call my mom with this. But I still, because for me, I don't think that you can change your situation until you admit that it's a problem. Like, man, we just get along to get along.
Man, nobody want to be in a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I seen people abusing their body. You try to try to tell them what to do, and they cursing you out about their own, like, man.
So see, that's what me and you different. If you don't have no problem with dying, I don't got no whole lot of suits, but I got
I got a suit for you.
I got a suit for you. I'm gonna come later. Hey, they was a good old dude.
Man.
Yeah. It depends on. I might don't even come.
Yeah.
I might just. If you want to get yourself down, man, I ain't one of them dudes, man.
Big Brother Mook said, man, he mean, baby.
No, that ain't me. If I come to you and I say,
Mook said, tougher than
never, if I come
man.
to you and say, man, I gotta die for you, be like, I don't need no dog. You got it.
Oh, man, yeah.
I ain't gonna bother me to save your life.
Man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to 100. I'm too busy worried about my life.
Man.
Yeah. And so that's it for me, man. You got anything else you want to add?
Man, I think we got to be a little bit more truthful, and I think we have to, what's the word? Hold ourselves accountable.
Hold ourselves, and if it's somebody in your circle, man, hold them accountable. Yeah, if somebody in your circle, I wouldn't go up to somebody I wouldn't know, but if it's somebody in my circle, I'm gonna say something to them. If they tell me, hey, I'm good, I'm cool, I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna press nobody out. I ain't gonna do that. But we got to get back to Shane. We got to get back to, because for real, man, we being tricked and we don't even know it.
Don't know it,
We getting tricked, man. If he want to be this and that and that and that, let it be. Nah. Especially these young kids, they don't even know. When you tell me the mind get developed, champ, you told me you got to be.
Oh, well, it starts, it develops the most when you're small, from 0 to 2. And then as in a teenage, from 2 to 10, is when you start to have these fixed ideas of reality.
But you still develop. When does it really be developed? Like in your 20s?
Oh, no. You talking about when you develop? Yeah, they found out like in your 20s. Yeah, like 24, 20, like especially for males.
Yeah.
Especially.
So what a little kid know, like a little kid coming to you, he 10 years old, say, hey, I think I'm gay. Now, there's nothing wrong with being gay.
Nah.
But I'm not going to let him just start flaming being, I'm like, man, hold up for a minute, man, because you might, you know. Because
you don't know,
you
only been on this earth for a couple of years, so how you think you know, don't get caught up in what you think. Give him some time.
And if you still,
and that's not, people keep.
10 years from now, you still going to be the same
sex being your identity? Your identity should be about.
You shouldn't even be thinking about sex at 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, man.
Your identity, but just in the bigger picture, we're making sex your identity. Whatever you want to do when you get older, I think as you get older and how you choose to enjoy yourself and be in a relationship with, that's your business. But your identity should be your honor, your respect.
Man,
are you integrity? Are you a good employee? Are you good to other people?
Are you learning your purpose? What is your purpose?
What is your purpose in life? How do you treat people? How do you treat your family? It's not like sex is a small part of your life, man. And that should be your private part of your life. So, man, it's just too much, man.
Okay, Chan. So I hope I like, man, you know, I always love talking to you.
Yes, sir. The shame game,
man. I hope y'all get something out of this, man. Like I say, man, you ain't gotta hurt nobody's feelings, but man, if you got somebody in your family, man, or somebody in your circle, man, pull them up if you feel like they doing something wrong, man. And if they feel like you doing something wrong, don't get emotional when they pull you up,
man. Man. Hold your emotions, man.
Anything you want to add to this, Shane?
Hey, man, you know how I go, mind, body, and soul.
Always give God the glory, man. And we out.
I would like to scout.